Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the Naki PS1 controller that has no model name on it, but I will tell you what I call it. It's the two-handed splitting BS controller. So as you can see, it looks pretty much just like a regular PS1 controller. It's got, R2 or whatever you call these things. There's no markings on them. Anyway, you know what those do. And they have the regular D-pad, no analog. This was pre-analog, and we got all the regular buttons here. And as a special edition, we also have a turbo controller here, where it says set and clear. This is kind of interesting. You can pretty much program any button you want to be turbo or not turbo. So the way you do that is, let's say I'm playing Mega Man X and I want to turn this and do rapid fire and just have this one be like the charge shot. So this one, the charge shot usually is both these, and you hold down to do the charge, or you just tap it to fire quickly. Let's say I don't want to have to tap it, so I just hold down set, and let's say I'll just turn this one into the tapping. There it is. This one's turbo. All the others are still normal. And that's the way it works. Let's say you don't want this one to be turbo anymore. You hold down clear, press it again, and no more turbo. All regular. So that's probably the niftiest feature about this controller, other than the main event, what it was made for. You pull this thing off, which is actually not as easy as you'd think. I don't want to break it, but you can wiggle it out. The center part comes out. It's kind of just like hard plastic, so like most things made in China, I am a little scared of breaking it. But you get that off, and then you can just hold the two parts independently, move them around, and you get about, I'd say, 3 feet of cord here until it goes into the, the T there. And then you got some more cord here, and it goes into your PS1. Not your PS2, it won't work, just your PS1. But when you spread these cords out, you can move these things like 6 feet apart from each other if you really desire. That leaves you all kinds of movement to, I don't know, do whatever, I guess. Be lazier because you don't have to actually hold it with 2 hands in front of you like this. Or let's say you got a dance game and you want to, dance around while you're playing. You could do that too. The only reason that this is not as good as it sounds, I'd say, is because once you do have these in your hands independently, they are kind of just hard to keep a grip on, really, while you're playing. You're playing a furious game where you're doing a lot of stuff. It's easy for, just the thing to slip out of your grip just a little bit, and then you're like, you're not able to hit buttons and stuff anymore. So that can be a problem. So what you want to do is just make sure before you start playing that these things are firmly in your grip, and you have full range of your thumbs, so that way you won't screw up in your game. But really, even though it's a Chinese controller, and it is quite old, I don't even remember where I bought this. It was back in the late 90s, I think, and I got it like Toys R Us or something. It's super generic Naki controller, but it is decent build quality. Once you get the things apart, they do feel pretty good quality. Like all the buttons press pretty much just like the standard Sony ones. D-pad doesn't feel that cheap. You get good movement on it. Doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything. The only really bad thing in terms of build quality is this center part. So if you do get one of these things, you want to be careful when you push these things back together. I'm not even sure how the best way to do it is, but maybe if you put this top part in first and then just push it on there, that's probably the best way. It's a lot easier to get it back together than apart in the first place. And if you do choose to hold it like this, another bad feature is I don't know if you can hear that, it's kind of loose in there. These things don't really stay still, so while you're playing, it does feel like it's pretty flimsy. It doesn't feel steady, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna break apart or anything. It's firmly together. And that's all I can really say about it. If you ever see one, I wouldn't pay too much for it, but it's a fun little gimmick controller that functions all right and it's kind of cool. All right, guys. Until next time.